dedicated to real-life issues both in and out of the church. This is your opportunity to receive help, direction, and guidance regarding tough topics that affect us all. Join us as we bring clarity to life's most challenging subject matter with the goal of healing, educating, and inspiring. So without further ado, it's time for Let's Talk, Real Talk with DrGG.
Well, good morning, everyone. Welcome. You flipped on us, Zay. You flipped on us. Good morning to you. Glad to have you with us this morning. Everyone, come on in. Get in the room. We have the Z to the T to the C to the Z to the G to the. I done messed it up. Hi, what it used to. I messed it up.
ZTG City.
Yes, Z to the T to the G to the city. We have none other than my son, Zay. I used to have that down pat. Now he done changed his name. We have the artist, none other than my son, our son. My husband said I like to take ownership of everything. Dr. Gill say everything is mine. But our son Zay is with us today, and I give God praise, I give God glory, and I give God honor for having him on with us today. I am super excited to have you here. Last week, or we began the month, I should say, with the other kids, and you were unavailable to come on with them. So I'm glad that you was able to come on now so that we can hear your testimony of being a child of the Gibbs. Let me see, of the doctors, Dr. Gwen and Dr. Frederick Gibbs. So I just want to say thank you for getting up early, because it is real early for you. So come on, let's share, you all. Let's follow. Let's tell someone it is time for Let's Talk Real Talk. It is time for Let's Talk Real Talk. I am getting the preliminaries out of the way, giving everyone time. I know everyone that there were some challenges with my professional page, so I am coming on my personal page, because what I found out that the enemy wants to do is that he wants to shut our mouth, and because of that, you got to be able to know when to cry aloud and spare not. We got to open up our mouth. That means to open up your mouth and cry aloud and spare not. So thank you for joining us this morning, Zay. Thank you for joining us this morning, and we're gonna go ahead and get right to it, because I truly believe that you have something to say. You've done something a lot of kids probably don't do, or parents want to know what they can do better regarding with their kids. So let's talk real talk about being a child of the Gibbs. And then I want you to tell us a little bit about yourself first. So we're going to get you to introduce yourself. And then after that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. And then we'll be right back to do this deep dive into being 18 and on your own.
Yes, ma'am. So, hello, everybody. My name is Zay. Well, that's why I go by, but my real name is Zavion Gibbs. 18. I was raised by my parents, my dad, my mom. And like, I'm from a military family. It's hard, but like, it's better for you down the road with the skills and stuff you learn. And it teaches you to kind of be like independent and like automated, if that makes sense. So that's just a little bit about me.
Now, Zay, you didn't tell them about what you do professionally.
Yes, ma'am. So professionally right now, I make music and I resell shoes. I resell hoodies, clothes, stuff like that. It's just really always been a passion of mine to create. So I've always been like, I always knew I wasn't gonna be on like the regular path. So I just kind of like prepared myself from that from an early age. So
All right. Well, you all heard him say he make music. Him and his brother are in the music industry. They decide that they want to venture out into them music streets. So we thank God for your gifts and your talents. I know that they're going to be used mightily. Zay, I have to give him his credit. He was our camera person. He did our backgrounds, everything for when Minister 3Rs kicked off. When GGsMotivational kicked off, he helped me to get set up and learn how to work these cameras and the lighting and everything so that your girl will not look like who did what and why. So we give God praise. I thank God for you. We're going to take a quick commercial break. And when we come back from this commercial break, I want you all to hear, we're going to do a deep dive. This is Let's Talk Real Talk today, you all, because there are some things that as an 18-year-old, as parents, that we go through and that we have to face, that we want to find out what can we do better as parents and so forth. So we'll be right back after this quick commercial break, you all. All right, we are back. We are back. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning to you, my mighty man of God, Dr. Gibbs. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, my sister Josephine. Good morning to you, Miracle. Good morning to you, Miss Annie. Good morning to all of you all that are watching, those that are sharing. Good morning to you. Good morning to you, Dee. God bless you. I love each and every one of you all. So just want to get my good mornings out. So we are talking this morning to our son, Xavier, about being 18 and on his own. A lot of kids, we know we send our kids off to college. They go out into the military. But can you explain the process of what it's like when you actually walk out those doors of being on your own? What did you feel? I know what I felt. So what did you feel when you walked out that door and realized you was actually on your own?
Yes, ma'am. So at first, I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I thought I was ready because, ever since I've been at home, like, I've always been like, oh, like, I'm ready for this, I'm ready for that. But when you really get out there, like, life will teach you. Like, so, I wouldn't say, like, it's the hardest thing. Well, it kind of is the hardest thing, but, I mean, like, you learn as you go. But when I really got out here, like, first getting to know everything, like, how to pay bills and how to manage this and how to like take care of stuff. Like, it's real important, and you gotta realize, like, you're not a kid anymore, and if you don't do it right, like, it is no calling mom and dad. So you gotta learn on your own.
Wow. You said pay bills and stuff. And I can remember sitting at the counter and going through those sheets and me telling you. And I think you probably was thinking, yeah, right. It ain't that hard, right? You was thinking it was not that
Yes, ma'am.
hard, right?
Yes, ma'am.
But you see the importance. So one thing that we can say to parents, to equip you all, not only when you're 18, when you're 19. I think for me, when I first realized that I had to pay bills and everything, it was a shock to me too, because I thought my money was to have fun, to party, to do whatever, live it up, live, as the song say, what it say, living my best life. I ain't going
Yes,
back.
ma'am.
yeah, I thought that was what my purpose was. Good morning to you, Sister Christine. Good morning to you, Reggie. Good morning to you, Pastor Wiley. God bless you all. Yes, I thought that was my first agenda as well, was to live my best life, not to go back and forth with anyone. I'm telling you, that was not the case. That was not the case. So when you learned and realized that you did have to pay bills, when you realized that, hey, I am really on my own, how and what was the process that you went about to get and to make things begin to happen?
Yes, ma'am. Well, before anything, always gotta do this first. Before anything, gotta pray. You gotta lock in with God, cause if you don't got God like by yourself, it's real easy to get misled. Or if things start going right, you think you're doing it all on your own, and then when things going wrong, you start blaming yourself also. So first thing you gotta do, lock in with God. What I did, if I didn't know what I was doing, I either watched your live show, or I went to a church. I got with the local church. Like helped out, was active in the church and stuff to like get myself grounded and know like who's really in control, if that makes sense. And after that, pretty much like God will lead you, but you gotta let Him. Like you can't like try to take the wheel, if that makes sense. And then
Ooh,
after that,
you're talking to adults and children. Go ahead. I'm sorry. He said, "Let God lead you." Come on, preacher, pastor.
and then,
Come on. Good
and
morning,
after
Minister
that,
Tanya.
it's like after you let Him like get in control, He kind of like lead. Like He don't like tell you step by step, but He kind of like, it's like having a dog on a leash. Like He'll go where He wants to, but like you kind of steer him in the right direction, if that makes sense.
So Psalms 23
Yes, man. Basically,
came into effect. Now
exactly.
you understand Psalms 23 even the more.
I wrote it down a million times, so I got to.
Now it's in full effect. Amen. Sister Josephine says, thank you for letting the young people know that it is not easy. Yeah, because a lot of kids or a lot of young adults, we won't call you all kids anymore because you are young adults. Once you walk out that door, whether you're going to college, to the military, to be on your own, get your first apartment, no matter what it is, when you walk out the door, you are basically walking into adulthood. And the things that, in the past, where when you had mom and dad to always, open doors or to make a way for everything, that changes in a young person's life. So you begin to have to make decisions, like you said. So at what point did you know that you could no longer hang with your friends, that you had to actually settle down? This is it. I am done. I can't, you said you couldn't go back home, that life going to teach you. I know that's one of your dad's favorite saying, that life will teach you. Some things life have to teach us. So when did you know that, hey, I'm in this now?
Well, okay, it started. I would say around November-ish of last year. I was um I was looking at my social media and stuff and where I was in life, and I was like, if you don't change, like you're just gonna be in the same spot like forever, or you're never gonna be where you at. So, or where you want to be. So I literally just, I didn't cut off everybody. I kind of like silenced my phone, like stopped talking to people, like literally just zone in. Me and God. I started posting more. I started like setting a schedule of what I want to do, when I want to do it, and how I want it, and how I want it to grow. And after so while of like setting something in stone and like writing it down, like you eventually put it in your spirit that, hey, like this gonna happen like this, and if I want it to happen like this, like, but I had to believe in myself before anybody else did, if that makes sense.
Wow. I love that. Believe in yourself first. Miss Annie says, yes, pray first. That is, yes, you got to seek God first. And once you seek God, once you allow God to lead you, the Bible tells us, we know one of my favorite scriptures, train up the children in the way that they should go. And when they older, they will not depart from it. And we know, we all, like we said earlier in the earlier broadcast, that you're going to have that moment of, yes, I have my freedom. I'm able to do what I want to do now. And let me just live my best life. But when you get to that point, like you just said, when you sit down and get to that place of knowing that, hey, I'm an adult now, I have to make adult decisions, that you do have to pray and you do have to allow God to lead you. It can't be anyone but God. Yes. Yeah, anyone but God that's going to lead you. So now that you are allowing God to lead you, what are some of the challenges that you face with being on your own?
Um, my biggest challenge right now is being stubborn. Like I said, being stubborn. I kind of like think like I'm the one in control. Or if somebody tells me something, I don't want to listen. But it kind of like happens that they most of the time always right. So I've been working on that recently, and but challenges has been like long as like kind of like you wanna talk to people and you wanna be as close as you want, like as you used to be to family and friends, but you got a goal at the end of the day, and like if you don't reach that goal, like it's not over, but it's like everybody has a goal in mind. And yes, like y'all are family and friends, but that's my goal and stuff, and that's my life, and it's kind of hard to make people understand what you only understand, if that makes sense, because nobody else is going to get it but you.
So
Because
basically what you're saying, that if what God has given you, your purpose and your destiny, that your family can't walk it out or anyone
yes,
else
ma'am.
can't walk it out, that you have to walk out the plans and the purposes that God has for you.
Yes, ma'am.
And sometimes I know what you said, you had to shut everybody out. Yeah, because for a minute there, I'm like, where you at? Why are you not answering your phone? So what can you tell parents as the young adults are trying to identify or find themselves? Because that can be scary for parents, not knowing where you're at, when we are used to, having and being in control where and what you all do. So how can you, we know we trust God, but when you all are going through those shutout phases, you need to have someone that knows what's going on, so that if in the event something does happen, not that anything is going to happen, but someone needs to know what's going on in the shutout phase. So how do you go about that with letting someone know, or what would you suggest for a young adult that's stepping out on their own?
Well, yes, I would say as a parent, like you should know your child. Like you should know if your child is like, even though he's like kind of like doing a push out stage or whatever, you should know when your child needs help or whatever, because that's you basically. But as a young adult, of having somebody to like call on or whatever, like if I ever needed help or something, like I would, like I used to send a text to you or dad to let you guys know I'm still alive. But um I feel like to have some, like I had my live location on or something, or I sent a text or I watched your story just to let you know like I'm not fully gone, but I'm still locked in at the same time, if that makes sense.
That makes sense. You said something that was key right then. You said, have your live location on. So even
Yes,
if
ma'am.
it's not with your parents, make sure that it is with some family member. We always, like I tell all of the kids and in our family, we have if you have a code word, if you say you can't, you know, you need help, you're in dire straits, you're in definite need of help, that to use the code word, you know, or say something that's out of the way that I will know, or that your dad would know, or sisters or anyone would know that's in the family, that, hey, something isn't right with you. So we're going to take another quick commercial break, and then we finna really let's talk real talk with Dr. GG. We want to talk about your music industry, about being saved, and because I often like to ask people, can you be saved and can you rap? Can you be saved and can you be a comedian? Can you be saved and can you be an actor? You know, can you be saved and do all of whatever your job or career or path is leading you down? So we're going to take this quick commercial break. And then when we come back, we're going to go deeper into being 18 and on your own. So we'll be right back, y'all, after this quick commercial break.
You ever get desperate when you're looking for a job? You get desperate and you just start lying on the applications. You start lying. You lie so much you forget what you put on the application. You be in the interview and they be like, it says here you're a chemist. Well, let me look at that. Yeah, I've had some experiences with baking soda and water over an open flame. You know, I've done that. Says here that you've worked with the state. Let me see that. Let me look at that.
That is our comedian. He will be one of the comedians at the Make Room conference. I'm telling you all, if you don't have your tickets, you better get in the room. That's all I can say. Get in the room. It is going to be on August the 16th and the 17th. Make room to be in the room. We getting back to our special guest, Zay. So come on, tell us a little bit. I know I didn't tell you or ask you to drop some beats, because I know some of the songs you can't probably drop right here. But how did you decide that, hey, this is what I'm going to do? Music is what I've been called to do, and this is what I'm going to do.
Yes, ma'am. It first started when I was still living at home with you guys. I wasn't even really into music. I was into like YouTubing and stuff, and you know, content creation. But I was working at Papa John's, and a friend of mine, we were done with our work, and he started freestyling. So I was like, okay, I'll hop in. And then I was going, and everybody literally stopped making pieces and started just throwing items up. And I would freestyle the item, and I would freestyle the pizza, and I would freestyle the customer name coming in. And I was like, yo, like, why are you making pieces? And then when they said that, like, why are you doing this when, like, you're so good at this? And then I was like, yo, like, I've been thinking back, like, everybody since been saying that since, like, forever since I've been in school. But it's not about, like, what everybody said. It's about me. It was kind of like an opening moment, like, yo, like, this is what I want to do. Like, this is how I want to leave my mark on the world, if that makes sense. So that's how I really got into it.
So your mark did not necessarily, can I say this? Let's talk real talk. His mark, y'all, did not line up with my mark and Dr. Gibbs' mark. Our mark was college, military, yada, 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 yada. So when he said, no, this is what I'm going to do, we had to really, you know, because now you're an adult. So I can't make you do what I want you to do any longer. So how did what would you tell any child, and what would you tell any parent when I know, and we truly believe that let's talk real talk, every school is not necessarily for everyone. The military is not necessarily for everyone. You know, working a 9 to 5 is not necessarily for everyone. I don't think working 9 to 5 should be for anyone. Now let me stop. Let's talk real talk. But when you decided that music was gonna be your ultimate career, you had to set goals in place. So when you set those goals in place, how did you transition to that?
So first off, I was working military, and after military, I did do a couple. The way I transitioned is from the military. I was thinking I was in my dorm one night, and I was laying down looking at the ceiling, and I was like, "Is this what you want to do for the rest of your life? Like, is this how you want to live? Like?" And I kept asking myself that like question for a couple days, and then I finally came to my answer, and I was like, "No, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life." So then I slowly like researched and found out how, like the process of legally getting out. But um from that was the biggest step of like legally getting out. But after that, it was figuring out how to change uh my 9 to 5 money to how to change my 9 to 5 money to the money I make to music. The way I did that was using using the money I make for 9 to 5 to invest in my music business by promoting myself, advertisement, equipment, learning how to, put myself out there, and that's my transition.
Wow. So you did the work. So you did the work. So parents, what I want you all to hear, and you heard from the other kids, sometimes our kids may not take the path that we want them to take. But it's life. It's let's talk real talk. No matter whether you're a child or an adult, we all should be doing, as they said earlier, allowing God to guide us and lead us. He had to pray, he had to research, he had to talk to and learn. Good morning to you, Pastor Laura. Good morning to you, Pastor Scott. God bless you all. And Pastor Scott said, we must do the work. Yes, we must do the work. We have to take the path that God has for each and every one of us. Jeremiah 29:11 says, for I know, God know the plans. We try and devise the plans. We try and guide you and train you. And the best guidance and direction that a parent can give to a child is for them to learn to look to God and to depend on God. So, and I think we instilled that in you. And because we did instill that in you, when you, before you stepped out and did, made the choices to say that the music industry is going to be your career path, that you sought the Lord God Almighty and you allowed him to lead you and guide you. Oh, the time is going by so fast. So I'm going to stop talking because we have about 3 minutes left. In this broadcast, but I want you to leave us with any final comments or encouragement that you want to talk about today for any young adult that may be just getting ready to leave home, because we know a lot of kids have graduated from high school. A lot of kids are leaving home for the first time, going to college. What advice can you leave with those young adults, and even for the parents, to encourage them that their child is going to be okay when they leave on their own?
Yes, ma'am. Okay, so first thing I want to say before we end is parents, don't like live your life through your child. Like, teach your child that no matter what they do in life, they'll be the best at it. I remember when I was home, my dad, every morning I used to take out the trash, and I used to try to rush to do it. But my dad literally one day we was rushing. I think we had to leave at like 6 or something. He literally slowed down what we doing. Everybody else rushing. He took up trash bag, 2 ends like that, tied it up. He was like, "When you do it right, cause you're Gibbs." I thought he was just talking, but now I realize what he mean. Like, when you have a last name and you're in the world, or your name in general, you're not only doing it for yourself, you're doing it for your family, friends, if you have kids, yada yada. But when your kids go off to college, you just gotta trust it and pray. Like, if something happens, like, it will happen. God will let you know, they will let you know, and you can respond then. But spend so much time worrying about your kid that you forget to enjoy them. And that's all I gotta say.
Wow, that was powerful right there. Don't spend so much time worrying, but you have to enjoy your kids. You have to remember that you've trained them up. It goes back to the beginning. You've trained them up in the way that they should go. And now that they're older, they should not depart from it. Now that they are older, they should not depart from it. So we wanted to end the month of May with speaking with the kids, allowing the kids to tell you all about life. It may not be easy, but you can make it. You can make it if you lean and allow the Lord to lead you and guide you. Do not forget the upbringing, the teachings that you was taught at home, because each one of those lessons hold a valuable are valuable for when you become older, not only while you're in the home, but especially when you're 18 and on your own, or 19. So we want to say thank you. I wish you all the best on your career, on your music, the music industry. I'm waiting to see the gold trophy, or the gold, what they call those,
Like the Grammys and
the
stuff.
Grammys. Yes, I know you was recognized a couple of weeks ago, being on the upcoming list of.
Yes,
So
man.
give us a little bit. Tell us about that real quick, and then we done, y'all.
Oh, so basically on Instagram and stuff, or like social media in general, like once you hit like a certain status as like a artist, like you get noticed and stuff, they put you on a like an underground tier list. And I made one of the tier lists with some of the big names in the underground coming up. So
Well, congratulations. I'm so proud of you, Zay. Welcome, and continue to look to God and allow him to lead you and to guide you. And thank you for coming on and sharing with us this morning. We love
yes.
you. I thank each and every one of you all for joining this morning. Good morning to you, Sister Judy. TNT is on this morning. Your daddy say, let's go. Sister Annie say, congratulations. And Pastor Scott, he said this was very informative. Your auntie say congratulations. You even pulled Dee Dee on this morning, so I might have to get you on every morning. You pulled Destiny on this morning. So, but your brothers and sisters is on to support you. So, I thank God for you. This has been Let's Talk Real Talk, you all. Thank you all for joining this morning. I love you all, but God loves you the more. Whatever you do, as my son said, make sure that you are leaning and dependent on God. Lean not to your own understanding, but in all your ways acknowledge God, and he will direct your path. So you all be blessed today. Have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. This has been Let's Talk Real Talk with Dr. GG. And don't forget, go get your tickets for Make Room.
Thanks for watching Let's Talk Real Talk with Dr. GG, the television show dedicated to real-life issues both in and out of the church. We pray today's show was a blessing to you. Join us next week as we strive to bring clarity to life's most challenging subject matter with the goal of healing, educating, and inspiring. So until next week, God bless from the Let's Talk Real Talk television show with Dr. GG.